Greetings, commanders. Yep, do not post any of the other YouTubers that are not affiliated with the creator program in the chat. If that's so, I will just remove it. It's been a long day. Gonna sound? Sound yes or not? Yeah, great. It's been a long day. Yep. This do the post. Prep work. I believe that almost everyone able to pull the new update in the App Store. Yeah, and a new fix is in the App Store to resolve the problem of unable to log in. Just a blank screen or just like around 124 or something. Yep. Yep, I'm still playing you guys and ask for any discussion. Who? Who's back? Who? Oh! Why? PC version is not affected by this incident. What's that? Yep. Yes, I'm sleepy, thanks. Yeah, really sleepy, yeah. Not that sleepy, just like tired because I've got a short break. Yeah, just a short break. Which is not expected, I can tell. Who play on PC can't get in. What the hell? I mean, like, the fix is for iOS. The issue is happening on iOS. And I don't see that is happening on other platforms. Oh. No. Yep, and for the compensation, yep, it's coming, but yeah, it takes some time because I'm still following up the issue. Maybe I'll just like diverge a bit with here. Yeah, I'll do some of the elaboration to this week's status in this map because it's a pure goal for this live stream. So like in map 8119, week 1 is over, the attackers have some really nice advantage. But in the meantime, like, defender always got the catch-up buff. So I can't say that who's getting 100% better because as you guys see, the catch-up buff is very good no matter in this week or next week because it's still ongoing buff once you gain it. And in this map you can see I bolded some of the section. It's like in this week in the C region got C3, it's I can say it's not that pressured, but it's okay. But C2 is really dangerous, 80%, and C1 just 71%. And yep, maybe that they can choose to give up some of the building. I can tell because as proven on last week, defender is got lesser player. No matter what reason, no matter it's because of faction or someone else, which is not us encouraging on, but you can see the overall pressure is quite hard on them, and especially for the 20 minutes, we can see that normally when the first 10 minutes they got the upper left corner loose, and like the right up corner will just like doom within 10 minutes. Just Sarah's not here. I'm the only one this time. Yeah, but I do think that defender plays tremendously well, I can tell, because as I experience, if the number of participation got really big difference, normally in the first week the match is basically over in like 40 minutes, but they survived and they still got some points, which is surprising. I can tell, really surprising, and we are really impressed with the performance, I can tell. And I'll do some of the elaboration on the attackers. Yeah, because you can see the attackers, they got, as I mentioned before, they got the unresolved A5. A5 is just like a few seconds away. Maybe they'll finish it, clean up, and they turn on C2, C1. And I'll see that as my expectation, maybe like 10 minutes. The C region will be down, so D region will have higher pressure, and the 11th minute till the 20th minute, that will be some of the challenges for the defender. Yeah, and for the lower region, I don't think the distraction area, just like the week 1 G and H zone, will be really tense on a fight because this week's building got more points, They only carry 40 points for like G2, H4. If I'm the attacker, I would just like focus on the higher percentage building, that's for sure. And it's not that logical for me to chase on the lower points building. And for lower part region, maybe they got distracted on E2 and F2 because they both open on the same time, but they got nearly the same percentage. One is 85, one is 78. Tremendously of advantage for the attackers, I can tell. Yeah. And for the defender, yep, I'll say stay on the bottom line. Keep the D region safe. Try as best as they can to save the F region or the E region. Pick either of them. Pick either F or E. They just can't get both. So yeah, some of the priority they need to stay on. I can say it would be a bit of challenging if they are holding C1, because somehow C1 is really difficult. I can tell because it's 71 already, and this is having really high points. Yeah. And yeah, I will just pop into a live stream. Yep. Yeah, I believe got an issue about an hour ago being reported that someone is having the bubble in the contaminated ground, which I believe it is being updated. All the new teleport into the contaminated ground will not carry any bubble, which is not expected. And at the same time, for those who remained have the bubble, any of the attacking action, just like scout or attack, will end the bubble, which isn't really clear on this. Oh, slow. Yep. All the best to you guys, for sure. Yeah. Let's see. Clear. C1. As expected. I believe in this scenario, more players will be bubbled to get into the Goldvein war map because of today's incident and yesterday's incident. So I don't think there might be quite some of the big fights going on just like last week. Maybe more on the links, I would feel like. We'll see, for sure. Yep, not much on here. Yep, C's good. We'll see. Overview, check and view. Yep. Well, I think it's really smart. Keep on these. Yep. Yeah. But also I would like to mention that we do not encourage player to attack your same faction server. Yeah, we do not encourage that because you lose your Goldvein war, because we only got the incentive to take your faction together. It's the rewards, I can tell. Yeah. Yep. Well. Yep. Attackers are really quick, I can tell. You can see in this picture, just like, wow. They got an instant. Just like seconds. And they're all in. Smart one. Good one, pal. Deep, yep. Smart one, keep on this building. And I can tell it's really important to take the buff, because it is really important to, no matter each faction, just like providing a temporary buff for you to get some of them advantage in time. Oh. Yeah. But yeah, remember, just like pull the news update, because somehow if you don't pull news update, one of the problem is you just like got stuck continuously. So the only way is like manually pull the update instead of clicking on game on and on. Yeah, it's really fast, you can tell. Defender got some of the advantage, just like numbers in this building. Yep, big waves here, big wave. Nice position, tall. Got really fast. I mean, like, they got a really nice position. But, you know, this building maybe got 5 minutes attacking. Maybe they'll got a clearing on the advantage zone by the attackers, for sure. because they need to get in there. Okay, I'll check on this. Whoa. Wow. That's a lot, I can tell. It's clear that in this week, the players participated in the attacking faction more. Is it real obvious? Yep. C2. Oh, C2. C2 is the Thunder that I'm taking control on. Yep. Defusing. Rate. Yeah. I remember one of the comments just like, I just thought, yeah, sometimes. I was checking on the screen. I was like, yeah. Gunny is here. Yes. He got some of the... This position is really dangerous, I can tell. Because they're in this position. That means like, they both want this advantage position, no matter on defender or attack side. But until he must be clean really fast to get his position. Yeah. Good luck. You actually got the Goldvein right. Should know something. I believe some of the player are unable to pull the update pack in a game. Okay. Now it's like 5 minutes time, as expected. C1 is real dangerous already. I feel like I'm really tired. He's getting really slow. Not that slow, a minute. We'll see. But I feel like the Thunder just like give up this region already. After all, it's really hard for them to just like pulling and building with tremendous advantage from the opposing faction. So I do agree that in the first 2 weeks, actually the Thunder got greater pressure from the structure, but in terms of design, actually the Thunder with the buff, it's more easy to play on this Goldvein war in a structure of 3 war zone versus 5 war zone. So in the previous records, actually for some of the servers grouping, when the number of building reduces, actually the pressure created on the Thunder will be reduced because they just don't need to care on that much building. So they can be more focused on some of the key building. So they do perform better. So I can't say that dropping some of the building will be a bad option. We also got some of the cases that some of the attacker it's like will intentionally hold some of the building, let it not destroy, distract the defending faction. I can say it's really smart. And in terms of execution, as expected, I think that they do really well in the Ds. You can see in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, the Ds. Yeah, you can see that the point structure, it's reviewed before, and 616 points. It's still really tough because in comparison to last week just like 1,500 points only unlocked it. So this one is really big point building. And yeah, this one is like 50-50 in terms of number. You see, the blues are the defender, the reds are attacker. 50-50. And compared to last week, there are actually less base attacking, I can tell. Yeah, due to various reasons. I can't say that due to particular reason because, yep, we'll see. Up, flip to red. Oh, just one thing. Well, I can say that defender in terms of execution was really great. You can see just like jumping to instruction. Yeah, C3, in the C3. There's some of the attackers roaming and destroy building. Yeah, you can tell because of the movement, because they need to take time to return back to the base to skip to another position. But what are you doing here? I mean, like, it's not open yet. Building. What are you doing here too? Well, interesting. Like for the non-contaminated zone, you can say I can bubble to play, but in the same time, my troops' movement speed is restricted, and for somehow that the fight is over like 4 minutes already, but maybe my troops still out there. That's one of the problems. Yeah, you can see it's really clear that just like really slow movement. Yeah, because in Goldvein, especially when you cross the contaminated zone, it will be really slow. Slower than normal contaminated zone. So you need to pick whether you need to risk on that. Because after all, you need a personal point, your faction points too. And if you're engineer, Peruvian rune, just like you're walking really slow, you can't get any advantage, maybe like the rune's already moving, but you're still halfway there. We're calling it and takes about 2 minutes time. Just like returning, going 4 minutes. Yep, ew, rune is here. But that's rare because somehow normally when you port in into non-contaminated region, you will just bubble up because that's the reason why you stay here. Let's see. Well, I can say and compare with last week. Last week, just like all the A region got down in 10 minutes, but this week, C region aren't totally down in now just like 11 minutes time array, and that's pretty cool. Great job from defending faction. An attacking faction, I can say that some of the players are just roaming here, which is not that good, but in terms of execution, it's just like well done. They got many of the building got controlled already. Yeah, the B is really down. Yep, A is totally down, and B down 8 minutes. Yep, expected. D3 is down. Yeah. The next one will be like C3. C3 will be down. Because in terms of the player, maybe like 2 to 3 until more attacker in this region, and they're having more advantage more advantage there for attackers. So I believe that this will be down next. Crowded, yeah. But it's better for this week until last week is more. The attackers gain great advantage on here, right? But in 7 minutes time, the lower part will be open. So I believe like you just like transfer to F or E instead of stuck it in for the D zone. Yup. Wow. They got a really good engineer. You can say 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the rooms are being removed by the same person in the same region. I can say this is gonna be a really good engineer to do that. In the meantime, just like respond to some of the Discord messages. Stop playing with my boo. I will do on solution. Yeah, for player, just like if you really can't see the update, go to App Store, search Last Word, don't open it from the search result, just like click on the picture, it will show an update button. Yeah. It showed, yeah. But we'll give out compensation as fast as we can because it involves many, I can tell, because as you know, desert, the storm battle is affected. First one, second one is Metro Island is affected. The troops, dead troops, for sure. Okay, I can't read Arabic, but I'll check what you're talking about. repeat. Maybe I'll just like type in response to you. Compatible because of the black screen. Yeah, because especially, you know, you still got one of the compensation that coming on is the troop card. And this is certainly something really big. And we expect that to be resolved like today or tomorrow. Switch my character. Switching character is not resolved yet. This issue is not big. Yeah, but in the meantime, just like you can see, in 2 minutes time, the building will be unlocked for the bottom region, and yep, she's not totally down. Wow. That's something I'm not expecting for, but you got a really nice job, I can tell, for a defender. To holding the building to try to stroll with them. So great job. Especially like, you know, defender got the pepper buffs. So it'll be really good to have some tug and war actually. Because with the buff, it will be your true wound durable in terms of like removing bombs for the defender faction. Update now, then go past the loading screen, keep crashing, such a heartache. Check the above. Stimulation. Oh, this is bad. Yep, some of the base wrecking going on here. Yep. All good. Ooh. These 0%. Nice job. Nice job, nice job, nice job. Because for some really imbalanced group, sometimes just like a D1 and a C1 just like will be down in the first 20 minutes, irreversible, and actually the defending faction can pick up a goal. But we see that in this map. Defender did really well in terms of controlling the D1, great applause to it, and yeah. It's like half success, you know? My expectation for them is just like holding the D region, but now it's like 20 minutes time, C2, C4, D2, D4, and D1 still there. So, good job. Yeah, putting it, wow. As expected, you see. The attacking faction is reporting for a higher percentage building. Yeah. Something I tell you guys. If I am the attacker faction, actually I will not choose F2, but F1. Because F1 carries the point just like 3 times of F2. Yeah, and this is a structure, just like F1 and E1 is holding the points, it's more, really more than E2. Which the point structure is being reformed, is better until they got really massive player to participate on. Yeah. So our reform on the structure on the 1, D1, E1, F1, C1 to a higher point, just like 616 previously, not this point. Yeah, and the points from the lower one just like 211, normally it's just like 250 previously. But we did an update in the 2 batches of grouping of Goldvein before, and this structure is actually reviewed because of our observation on the defending faction got some of the pressure in terms of holding the points structure, and we do think it's very successful. And our expectation for most of the grouping is just like you need to hold half of week 2's building, then we will consider it a really great success for defenders. No. Yep, D1 is pulling high. It's like they got control. Yeah, and you see them here. Oh, it's really hard for me to click on. No. Okay. It is holding by the attack, so they got a really quick speed on flying bombs in D1, so percentage will be like jumping real high. Yeah, F4, yeah, F2 next one will be down, expected, E1. Yeah, actually in E1, the defender is going to be really nice. We'll see. Because in this percentage, what they must do actually now is clearing out the advantaged region for the stronger player in your faction to put in. So they need to clear the opposing faction land here. And the runes is survive for 5 minutes. So actually within the 5 minutes you need to have some switching of players and taking control. So just like you've got priority in your movements. Yeah. D4. Well, D4 is gonna be down, but percentage, the points carried by this build is not that high, but when accumulated, it'll be real tough. You can see that the Tekken faction get 3,000. Oh, Thunder only got 3,400. It's not yet the race to half of the points, so they got some of the buffers, like 1,400 points. We'll see. Yeah, F4's gonna be down. F2. Tough one. Because for a higher percentage building, it's real hard for defending to patch some of the advantage. It's for sure. And yeah, I remember some of the player will be like feeling this game is causing too much pressure on the defender, but actually in terms of the structure of building, it's more easy for defender to win in normal like 3 server versus 5 server structure. Check. Uninstall. Yep. Pass. You. I'm gonna do the pen right. is climbing quicker? Or do you want to start? This is gonna be a long 30 minutes, for sure. I won't say it's a really even fight for now for my observation, but I do think that the defending faction did a better job than us expected, and better as we designed it, the defender will be. So it is still something that we are surprising for. Nah. One's controlled. But yeah, D1, yeah, you can see in the shoulder screen some of the breaches along here, right here. Just like, please do not wreck the same faction, as always mentioned before. It is not creating a really united environment. No matter what. This looks good. No problem. Oh god. And also I mentioned that the shield, when you remove the system shield, it will die. It's like normal shield. So you need to put it on with your shield tool. Yep, I'm jumping in. D1's climbing high, okay. Which is... You can see in the later 30 minutes, actually attacker will gain better advantage because for them it's just like hit and run. But defender is just like they need to, for constant 60 minute time, to be in concentrated in the same battle. Hard. Really hard. Oh. 28 minutes to go. 5. Yep, some of the reckonings down here. removed, clearing up the region on itself. It was better? I'm sorry. Oh. But F3 is very obvious that defender are short number. Yep. So maybe down in a minute. The race to win just like 1,200 points left. Yeah. Thanks, Chill. F3? What? Yeah, F3 gonna be down. F1 too. E1 too. E1. Because in terms of number, just like it drops for the defender. Because actually player got limited resources as we expected. Normally just like no matter speed up or you can tell not only speed up but also just like normal resources. So it will be more challenging for player to consecutively battle for 60 minutes. Because normally just like in war declare, it's 30 minutes time. Most of the declare will just like end just a couple or will end like 15 to 20 minutes time. It will not be just like a big damn struggle. But in this Goldvein will be really challenging that your plan maybe is to like hold off for 50 minutes, but in fact like if the battle exaggerated and more tense, in the end maybe like your speed up will be like down in 30 minutes. It is really common to see. So it is a key that if you participate in Goldvein War, you need to be more controlled in the speed up inventory and the resources inventory for sure. Yeah, the race is still like 1,000 points away. Clearly this week is attackers' advantage, but we can see that the catch-up buff is working, so the defender is more durable in most of the building. If the E1 is down, it's gonna be really bad because it's taking 616 points. We'll see. But I do hope it's gonna be something that we can learn from, because it is something that it's new in mechanics, because I believe in this patch is like 900 and 1,000 something. They are having the first Goldvein War, and for the off-season 6 servers, they'll got Goldvein War again, and which their experience on the older version. I can't say that the previous guides of strategy were not applicable, but it would be something that they need to modify on, because the point structure is changed and somehow you need to use the new points, a new catch-up method to design your strategy. Emo, maybe like, yeah. Gonna 3 minutes time. It's gonna be tough. I do hope that the defender can have some strike back, but maybe it'll be really tough because in terms of number, in design, it's lesser in number for the defender faction. Yeah, because they only got 3 servers. Yeah, and you see that in terms of bases here around the region. Actually, there are more attackers, more defenders. So we're breaching going around there and here. Yep, good one. Sending on the squad, clearing the ruins. So actually, you should know one thing, that you can't only let the weaker player to be engineers. Is really clear on this, because engineers is really key to this gameplay. Engineers means your advantage in the position of your better player. Yeah. Yeah, but E1 has got some pulling back in, but apparently you can see the structure. The defender got dragged to E1, so the F1 got percentage got raised a bit to 60s. And this is gonna be some tough fight going on here. Several hundred points to go, and yeah, 700 points to go, and the attacker will win. 700 points. I'll see 700 points, maybe like in Seahorse. But the percentage is raising really quick and keep using, because it's tough for them to like defend them. Really hard fight. I'm checking on some of the alerts. Yeah, just like 100 points to go. I think the war in 8,119 is going over in any minutes, because there are 18 minutes left, but the attacker only need to get 156 points, and they will win the Goldvein war, basically. No matter what, I will say like congratulations for the winner. But in the meantime, I do think that defender played real well, and I can't say it's what a shame, but this will be a really important experience and something to learn from for all the server participated in. this match actually, because Goldvein will return third, and this is gonna be, although it's just the first Goldvein, it is not gonna be the last one. I do see some of the PMs going around, just like the request for just like Warzone Goldvein to be a bit postponed. But in terms of the time and design, it's not feasible. And we can only say that we will do our best to do the compensation work. It is what we can control on, and for sure that this is some of the biggest incident ever and most affected issue ever. Yeah. Yeah, we'll learn from it, for sure. We don't hope that it's going to happen again, because it's really disastrous, no matter from the player's perspective, just like confidence in the game, or like in most simple way, just like the whole stability of the game. We're sorry that to affect the weekend, because I believe that Saturday is really important, no matter it's just like Buster Day, non-Buster Day, but it also relates to many of the gameplay, and players are really severely affected. Our compensation can't be on them just like instantly, because the effect is quite big. We need to be clear on the compensation. Yeah. Okay. Here. Assessment account, new history. Yeah, I do think this is important, and for sure this compensation we do aim that is gonna be better than the player expectation, because somehow in terms of idea, I do agree with some of the players that say that not only those iOS player can't log in, but at the same time, some player aren't the affected iOS player still being affected. No matter, it's just we are in the same war zone, we're in the same alliance, we participate in same There's a Storm, or just like we participated as the same faction, or we both as opposing faction or same faction ally during the season or something. It affects everyone. So yeah, this is something that is quite unexpected, and for sure that the bubble, the 24 hours bubble, is first time ever in this game to be a server-wide bubble, and it is a really big measurement. So we are really sorry that we can't able to make it on time, and even we make it like 3 hours after we start, it's just like some bad issue happen, players carrying bubble to attacking other while the bubble isn't burst at all. Many of the issue happened. Yeah. Yes, I know, Dusky. which is something that we didn't encourage on, which, yes, I know. So that's why I can say that this is a really tough fight for the defender, but I can tell for some of the grouping, when they're bad and creating faction, they actually got good results. So we are really surprised that for defending faction, they did a really nice job. If they're really not attacking others, I can tell. So I think they're MVPs. Yeah, my thoughts, MVPs, because I do observe the whole week 1 and week 2. Yeah, actually the Golden War is over for this grouping. The next week, just like a simple, nice capital fight, just like it's similar, because the Golden City just like is really simple mechanics. 100 or 0, it's over. But I can say that they do have really great pressure, and they really played really well. Yeah. It's less than 12 minutes, but suppose like it's all gone, but some buildings still here. And you can see that D1 and F1 is still not destroyed. So now, they're still fighting, which is really marvelous, I can tell. Not only in Goldvein, because in some of the mechanics, just like Warzone, miniature, players can actually hit each other even if they are in the same server. We are not restricting this kind of behavior because there's no war behavior, but we certainly don't want players to do this, so we provide some of the reward incentive, because actually in terms of reward in Goldvein is really great, so it's really bad for them to give up on this part of reward just like any reason, just like hit each other. And for those who are still fighting as defender faction, it's, I can't say more, just like they play really great. Okay, this morning some decision. No. There's lost. Oh. I'm just doing some of the replies in Discord. It's a long day. Yep, all the big buildings are gone, just like. But there are 8 minutes left. We'll see. 8 minutes left. A really tough game, until a really tough game. can't tell that's the reason. I didn't dig in much, but sometimes for war, just like you need just one simple reason. Maybe just like you scout me, and I can just start a war. They can have 10 reasons not to start a war, but one reason to start a war is sufficient, right? That's the fact. So sometimes, like when during the grouping stage, especially in seasons and in Goldvein, we always said that try to group with the server that you engage with and you're friendly with. Do not risk to put some of the non-friendly server too close. Somehow you don't know that what they will do. But yeah, that's something that we need to review on for sure. Yeah. Hello. And for sure, conversation is not over, because you see that troop cards and some of the other affected compensation is not yet distributed. Only the Desert Storm battle affected are being distributed. And this is not what it is, but it should progress. It's not simple, because in terms, just like for example, troop card, a player can use 10 troops. A player in the meantime can use the whole squad or even more, thousands of troops. So this is not that simple, because the amount of data need to be drawn is really big, and we need to be sure that the compensation distributed is correct, accurate, and for sure it will sacrifice some of the on time. We can't distribute it today because the compensation is in the batch in the server wide. Some server, especially for those in season 5 and 6, they're experiencing Buster Day in the meantime or Declare Day. For players just like got the first time slot in Declare, they didn't got any compensation. They are in tremendous disadvantage. So we need to make alignment on all situations. So for all consideration, we will think that it will be better to distribute it in late. No. Yeah, Death Storm invading right now. That's a problem. Yeah, it's just like Your buster rate. Yeah. The screen just froze in there. Yep, for any inquiries on the compensation or something, do tag us in community. We're trying to help. We're trying our best to help. Yes, remember. Update to newest version 1.0.356. Yep, last 20 seconds. And a review, just like congratulations to attacker. You guys did a really nice job in coordination. Congratulations for your victory. And for the thunder. You guys fight really hard, and somehow this defeat is, you guys did more than that, for sure. And I believe that with this execution and with this unity for those defender that isn't attacking each other, I can tell you guys did really great in the coming TN6 for sure, because TN6 is approaching for you guys, and for sure that TN6 is having faction to return. Yeah, you guys are gonna be really good at that. And yep, all the best for the TN6 and for this grouping. Yep. I'll stay in for like 2 minutes. In the meantime, I'll check on Discord. Yep. I guess that's all, and yeah, thank you for streaming in.